Hey folks, in this video I'm going to show you how to block websites without installing any special extensions or programs from the internet. And as you can see here, I've configured my computer to not be able to access youtube.com. And I achieved that by modifying the etc host file on my computer. What this file does is it helps map host names to IP addresses. And this is useful because if I wanted to go to youtube.com, I can basically put a fake IP address here, like 127.0.0.1. And before I consult the DNS server, which is basically something in the cloud that allows you to be like, hey, give me the IP address of youtube.com. Before it does that, it will look into this file first. And if it finds an entry, then it'll trust that IP address in this file. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take advantage of that system and use this to prevent myself from getting distracted on YouTube or other websites if I need to, focus on some work. So what you do is you got to make sure that you have a Linux-based system or a Mac. And you can do something like sudo vim/etc/hosts. And you'll end up with this file, and basically these are the websites that have blocked. So I have YouTube, Facebook, Messenger, and LinkedIn all blocked. These are websites that I sometimes find myself on that are pretty distracting. So basically I've added 2 entries for every website I wanted to block. So for example, youtube.com, I've blocked the version where you don't type in www as a prefix, and I've also put in a version where you do have it. And so as you can see here, this is the file. I have it saved. If I refresh, it says this site can't be reached. Now, if let's say I do need to use YouTube for whatever reason, then I can just comment this out. I save, and then I can refresh, and that will work. Now, there's some issues here with the cache. So sometimes the browser, when it loads a web page, it remembers the content. So whenever you type youtube.com, even though you're not connected to the internet, there's some chance on some websites that are like progressive web apps that will still load this content. And so, for example, I don't know if this works, but let's uncomment this. So I do want to block YouTube again. If I refresh this page, it still works. And so what you're going to do is if you do something like Apple Shift R, which is like a hard reset, that sometimes will clear the cache. The other thing you can do is you can close your browser, reopen it again, and that should kind of refresh the cache, especially if you're in incognito mode. So yeah, that's the video. It's pretty short. And if you like these videos, or if you want more suggestions, or if you have suggestions of what content you'd like to see, please leave a comment. Thanks.